Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 5 of the High Scores High Stakes podcast, the podcast that couldn't think of a pun, so we decided to play Resogun. I am your host, sometimes Tomahawk, and with me is my co-host.
Hello, Tomahawk. It's me, Cardinal Smith. How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing very, very good. No, it is just the two of us. This is like the curse of the summer schedule.
It is. It's the way it is. Last week it was about me. This week it's about Luvva.
This is it now. Luvva, I don't think likes playing games in the summer, so he'll do the challenges. He just doesn't want to show up to the records anymore. But
it's the gingerness on his face. You see, it doesn't like the heat.
For those who listen to us audio only, Luvva's got a big ginger beard, just, for those non-video listeners as well. But enough of us bashing on Luvva for not being here. You're probably wondering, this is the first time I've listened to this podcast. What are these two people doing? Well, in a nutshell, High Scores High Stakes is usually 3 friends, 3 PlayStations, 12 gaming challenges. Every week we pick a new game, and every week we play a challenge in that game, with the winner getting 3 points, second place getting 2 points, and last place getting 1 point. At the end of our 12-week season, the winner with the most points goes home with the coveted High Scores High Stakes Cup, as modelled by myself and the lovely Cardinal Smith. Also available on fourthwall.com/High Scores High Stakes. Look at that.
Check that out.
Getting all the plugs in. Other than that, we have our side quest series where we talk anything and everything gaming, and our last Monday of every month we do our Game of the Month series where we pick a game and deep dive that game. I'm trying to think of any other bits that we need to talk about on our housekeeping cardinal, other than maybe direct everyone to highscoreshighstakes.com for all of their social media needs.
Honestly, the fact you plugged the merchandise shop, I think you nailed it.
Has to be done. I think just another avenue for us to explore into, and we've had a few people pick some stuff up. It's always appreciated. It gives a little bit of additional reach for us, doesn't it?
Look, folks, listeners, the rent at High Scores High Stakes HQ is phenomenal. So, please buy it all.
That's it. One of everything. Fill the basket. It will help keep the lights on at High Scores High Stakes Towers. But yes, as I said, highscoreshighstakes.com, that will take you to everywhere we are everything and everywhere we are on the internet, be it Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, the works, our Discord server as well. We'll fire all of that in the description below. And I think, Cardinal Smith, that is everything done and dusted. Before we get into today's challenge, which, if the intro was not much of a giveaway, it is going to be Resogun. Before we get into that, Cardinal, I need to ask you, as we ask you every week of High Scores High Stakes, what are you playing?
Nice. Better than Luvva, some would say. Tomac, this week I have been playing. I have been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but nobody wants to hear that again.
No, Luvva doesn't want to hear about it. Let the lovely listeners hear everything about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Well, I'm over 75% of the way through now. I'm almost cracked the back of it because I can't help but try and 100% everything about it.
Do you know what, though? In a game like that, you have to. I think when you're so invested in, so embedded in everything, it's a platinum grind, isn't it?
You really don't, but I feel like I do. And on the side, I've been trying different games, so we obviously rematch a little after we played it last week's challenge.
Yeah.
Diablo 4, just because it was on PS Plus.
I did see this, and you and we had our attempt to record earlier in the week, or at least play some other games anyway, and Diablo 4 just happened to appear, and next thing you know, it's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm still getting notifications from you guys are saying and talking about all of your classes and everything that you've done. Now, I kind of don't know an awful lot about the Diablo games, but I'm throwing it into I'm sort of throwing it into the same ring as like Baldur's Gate, that kind of thing. Would I be right in saying? Ish.
In terms of the top-down asymmetrical kind of view, maybe, but it's a totally different game.
Oh, so it's not D&D essentially. This is just straight up RPG.
It is just hack and slash.
Okay.
It mash tons of mobs all times, and you get loot and more mobs and more loot.
Sounds like something I could definitely get involved in. That being said, at the time that this gets released, Tony Hawk 3 and 4 will be
Yeah.
released as well. So that means that Luvva and Sherry will be lost
Oh,
to the void.
they're gone.
That's it. Absolutely.
This is why Luvva really isn't here.
No, that's it. He's too busy playing Tony Hawk at this point. So Final Fantasy 7, Rebirth, and Diablo 4. Anything else?
That's about the height of it. But the reality is, Tom, we have to ask you, what are you playing?
I've been a real creature of habit lately, and I'm keeping a good thing going with my Phasmophobia runs. I've been just grinding the new update, the Chronicle Horror 2.0, I think, whatever we're calling it at the minute, just has redone we touched on it last week, and it's completely rebuilt this game, and how I play it has certainly changed. And then Luvva came in and we did a bit of duos together, and as good as it was, and it added just that little element of teamwork and everything, it did reaffirm my perfect decision and my lovely decision to always play Phasmo solo. There's just an element of like, I like to deduct and deduce everything as I go, and I quite like doing that in the confines of my own thought process. And then Luvva comes in and is serenading the ghost in the ghost room, and I'm like, as good as it is, and I always appreciate when someone comes in and plays in the lobby as well, but I'm like, you're ruining the process, Luvva. Maybe it's the slight autism kicking in. I don't know what it is, but it's different. But I'm all for different.
I use humor as a method to cope.
Oh, yeah.
Just with life. So when that happens in Phasmophobia, I am the chaos usually in the house. If I'm not going to hide in the van, I'm going to be in there and singing, shouting,
and boogieing.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Absolutely. Other than that, I've been dipping my toes into Rematch, and
you have.
You can see it on our shorts, our Instagram, our YouTube, all that kind of short form content, just clips and highlights of it. Now it's been great. I didn't expect it to grip me as much as it did, but here we are. The game's going strong, and I love it. I love everything about it.
I know it's such a good core concept, and it works well, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't think it has to necessarily go anywhere from here, but Rocket League had such a long life, and it's such a similar concept. So
that's it. I mean, like, Rocket League has like this vast wealth of car customization. You can do everything with that, whereas the players, you kind of doesn't really matter your kits or what your look is. I would like to see maybe more celebrations, but that's just a little bit. That's a purely cosmetic gripe to have, but at the minute it's bare bones. It feels early access, but the game's I think has a strong foundation for a long lifespan.
Hey, it's fun, I think, and that's really what matters. So.
That's it. Now, I also haven't been playing, but I'm teeing up to play The Last of Us Part 2 again. Ooh. Only because they dropped an update there on how the main story can be played, so that they have the chronological story mode, which I'm really intrigued to see, just to see how it changes the pace of the game. So I'm super looking forward to that then.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, but other than that, nothing out of the ordinary for me and my gaming prowess at the minute.
When you said that you were lining yourself up to something you're harking back to, I just presumed Last of Us, so you've delivered.
That's it. I mean, I've done exactly what you'd expect from me then. So if I'm nothing else, I'm predictable. But we digress. We are not here to talk about what we've been playing in our personal lives. We are here to talk about what we have been playing as a podcast collective, Cardinal Smith. It is, of course, we talked about it in the opening pun. It is Resogun, the delightful little twin stick shooter by Housemarque. So let's take a quick break. Let's gather our thoughts and let us dissect the challenge, and let us talk about where we are in the league. Yes. And then we'll go from there. So, Resogun. As we talk about in all of these challenges, Cardinal, I'm going to ask you real quickly, what is your experience, if any, with Resogun?
Tomahawk, I'm sure Love will be pleased to hear that I'd never heard of it before. I didn't know it existed until I was told it was a challenge for this week.
Beautiful, beautiful scenes.
And that's my entire history. How about you?
Cheaper so. I'm not too far behind. I'm aware this game existed, so that is I may be one step above. The
Nice.
problem is I've never played it before. I'm very much aware of Housemarque. I'm more aware of Housemarque because of Returnal, the PS5 launch title.
Oh, right.
Um,
Okay.
I was aware that this was essentially a twin stick shooter, like arcade style. I, based on some of the knowledge that Luvva has bestowed upon me, this was a PS4 launch title. Uh, yeah, essentially this arcade style shooter. You go about, you go. The maps are basically like cylindrical worlds. Your ship spins round and round. You shoot hordes of enemies. You rescue humans, and that seems to be about it in broad strokes. Luvva, no doubt, has played everything in the Housemarque catalog, knows everything there is to know about it, but sadly, he's not here to be that vat of knowledge.
Thank goodness.
So, how it's going to work today is we're going to run through a couple of challenges. We've had solo runs at this, and the particular level in question, we've all gone for a challenge mode that is called "The Human You're Looking For Is in Another Castle." So the aim of the game is to go around the map, dispatch as many enemies as we can, post the highest score, and we will grade everyone 3, 2, 1 in that ranking. There will be a bonus point for the most humans rescued.
Are you serious? This is the first time I've heard this.
That is not the first time you've heard this.
Did you just make this up?
I wish I just made this up. No, this was posted in the group chat.
I had no idea there was any point of saving the humans.
You need to read the group chat more often, Cardinal. I'm going to say that much right now. And it may prove beneficial.
The comments, let's get this contract for the next season set in stone. We agree together what the challenges are, and we write them down, and then we change them mid-season.
It is a testament to how we go about making these challenges. I will say this much, but no, Resogun, pretty simple. It's a high scores challenge and bonus point for most humans rescued. Now, that being said, we do need to discuss where we are at with the league table after
What's the state of play?
4 episodes then. So the state of play is this. In third place is myself, Tomahawk. I am currently on 9 points. Cardinal Smith, by virtue of alphabetical order, you are in second place, also on 9 points. Luvva is our outright leader after 4 episodes on 12 points. So we have a little bit of a task at hand, a little bit of a secondary task in the league table. We have to start chipping away at Luvva's lead here.
Yes. Okay. We do indeed. Alphabetical order, really?
So I argued last week that potentially I should be ahead on challenge wins. And Luvva decided that he wasn't going to have any of it because, as I quote, I'm a cheat and should be ashamed of myself. So, you know.
Okay, that seems fair. That seems entirely reasonable.
By virtue of alphabetical order, Cardinal, you are in the middle of the pack here, but we are level on points.
Not sure we've ever done that, but this is the way we play.
This is the way it is. Now this is high scores, high stakes lore, and we will not question it anymore. It's in canon. This is in the episode. People can't question it. So we know the rules, we know the parameters, we know what is at stake here. Are you ready to see some high scores?
Let's go find out.
Let's have a look at our first episode. Let's have a look at our first challenge. Who do you want to see first, actually? Should we go reverse order in the league, or should we go ascending order in the league?
Let's go reverse order.
Let's go reverse order. So we're going to load up my run first then and see where we get on with this then. So here we are, Cardinal. Attempt number 1 from myself. Basically, we're going to run until we either die. It is a one-shot kill from any enemy. That is the caveat that we run on this. Or when too many humans get abducted.
Humans can be abducted?
So humans can be abducted. We will dissect the gameplay as we watch through the runs. We'll see where things go a little bit pear-shaped then. So Cardinal, if you want to hit that play button, we will get straight into this then.
Yes, we have started and we are already 7 seconds in. Tomahawk, this is your run, and I see you can pick up humans and throw them into a massive vortex, which
So
seems to
I
be
didn't
saving them.
realize this. So the game does this incredible thing of giving you the instruction and your controls at the start button. I was just under the impression that you could pick up a single enemy and then you had to carry, or a single human and just carry them to the tractor beam. And then it
Yeah.
actually pays to look at the controls as you play this game. If you hit the left trigger, you can essentially just yeet them across, and you also can shoot them, and that will juggle multiple humans at one time. So I'm trying to do a little bit of a multitask here in which I'm juggling humans, killing enemies, all kind of at the same time, and it is just straight off the bat utter chaos.
I see that there's a lot going on the screen. There's enemies left and right, and it seems you've finished phase one. It is really arcadey. It's like everything looks like it's pixels or little blocks that explode
Oh,
into.
yeah, it kind of has
But
this, like, obviously the Space Invaders feel where the enemies are just
yeah,
constantly regenerating, and but the level of detail that actually goes into this, and you can tell is like, you know, the way the PlayStation always has their launch titles, and they take such good care about their launch titles, and they look gorgeous. This looks gorgeous and never really falters in any kind of drop in frame. Like, everything on screen as it's happening
mhm.
feels rock solid and smooth throughout, and I really had to commend that the whole way through. So what you'll see is because the map is a full circle, what you'll see is two tractor beams. You have the one on this near side of my screen, and then in the background, essentially, you can see the second tractor beam. What the game likes to do is to try not to pull your focus into one area, and it will force you essentially to have to drop humans into both sides of the map. And what you'll see possibly in a couple of seconds here is you'll see little red icons on the opposite side of the map where that is a human trying to be abducted by one of the alien ships.
My goodness, there's so much happening. Now, what's this?
Oh, so there is a little meter at the bottom of the screen, and once it charges up fully, like, it's a pulse cannon. So it seems
I
to slow
see.
everything down, and it slows everything down, and you get a big boost in your score at this point. So as it stands, I'm on about 205,000 points at the minute, with 122 humans saved. So what I
Well,
will say about this is, as long as you are continually moving and continually shooting enemies, your multiplier will increase, and as your multiplier increases, that obviously benefits your score greatly. Now, you don't get any points for juggling the enemies, or for juggling the humans, I should say. So it's all about
why do you
running.
hit the humans,
I
Tomahawk?
know,
This is
that's
multiple
it.
times you've called the humans enemies.
I know, that's it. I'm secretly a robot in the Helldivers
Mm,
universe. That's what it is. So again, what I've done is there's a little spaceship with this tractor beam trying to abduct my little humans there, and it shows that big pulsing red icon. So it's in my best interest to not let them be abducted.
I see. I see. What is going on here? There's just so much happening. There's like
that
lasers coming up from the floor. There's ships coming from the sky, left and right of you.
No,
Uh,
there is quite a lot. So you get your sort of standard enemies as well that are just the ships that follow a certain path. There are some that go in zigzag, some of them that are just in big blocks. I've just blasted a grenade there because my space was getting a little bit tight.
there's a
You
grenade.
So yeah, the top left corner you get two grenades, which I
How do
believe
you
are.
see this stuff on the screen? I didn't even notice there was a bar at the bottom. There's about 4 or 5 different things at the top of the screen with just numbers. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, you need a real head on a swivel. It also helps when you're about 15 attempts into this challenge, actually reading the controls. The controls do offer a good bit of insight in how the game's played. I genuinely went in as ignorant as possible, thinking, "Oh, what I'll do is I'll just put a score up and hope for the best." I didn't realize that. Oh no, you actually have to think about what you're doing in this instance. So we're about at a multiplier of 5.9 here. So we're accumulating quite a lot of score here. We've just ticked over to 800,000 plus,
wow.
and it is a case of can't stop, won't stop at this point. and
No.
and it turns out he absolutely can stop, and he has been felled
It's all over for Tomahawk.
with
And
a
your final score.
of 840,510 points.
Mamma
with
mia.
201 humans rescued.
Someone should note that down, shouldn't they?
I don't know. And I was talking to Luvva about this as I was doing the challenge as well, and as we were kind of in the build up to this episode.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's a good score. There is no the leaderboard system in the game doesn't work. It doesn't tell you local. It doesn't tell you friends list. It doesn't tell you global. It doesn't really give you any indication of what's a good score. And that's what worries me. So I'm looking at 840,000 plus here, thinking, is that a good benchmark? I honestly don't know.
I mean, a good side is it says challenge complete.
Challenge complete because I died, but I have a feeling that's challenge complete because I've met some kind of points threshold.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I can't say I'm too displeased, as I was just watching, as we were watching that gameplay. For those who didn't see on the video, my max score at that point was about 300k.
Yes.
So to actually be able to see the live score and the max score increase in tandem was a lovely little sight there. So 840, 510 as my score, and 201 humans rescued. So as it stands, I'm back at 4 points here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
As he's top of the pile for now.
But what we'll do is we'll take a wee decompress. We'll have a little break from some gameplay, and we'll see where the wind takes us in this next segment before we look at your own gameplay, Cardinal. How does that sound?
Let's do it.
So that is challenge 1 for Tomahawk done and dusted. Then
you're in the lead, Tub.
I will take a leading position at this point. God knows I need it going into this going into the midway point of the season here. I just
really are.
I've really enjoyed playing this game. There are many like high scores challenges that we've done where I get so frustrated and bogged down in like what I'm doing that I lose the love for this game. But the game's so different. Like the RNG is so kind and cruel at the same time that, like, I just was saying in the break I posted this run and then thought, oh, I'll see if I can better this, and then the RNG just spawns a ship in my flight path, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, yes. And you just have to roll with it. Yeah, and that's it. And you die 0.0 humans, and like you just have to roll with it. And the game, to a degree, is a bit procedural, but not massively.
Harking back to your point, it reminds me of our Ride 5 challenge at the Northwest 200 track, where you felt like you got so far, and then you do the next challenge, you try again one more time, and you crash out in the first 3 corners repeatedly, maybe 3 times.
Well, that's it. Like, and it really like dampens your want to try and be better at this point. Like, and I genuinely like was about to quit on this at like a 300k points mark and go, right, that must be a good score.
I mean, it sounds good.
Like, it just is one run sort of changed everything, and then I thought, nope, that's it. I don't know. I'm hoping that Luvva's opted for more humans than actual high scores, but I don't know. Like, everyone's going to have slightly different methodologies. Do you go for 3 points, or do you go for that bonus point and then make it up elsewhere? Like in that sense.
Well, let me tell you, I wasn't going for humans because I didn't know there was a bonus point for it. But
now, like, we could bicker and argue about this all day long, but we'll have to put somewhere on the edit here.
And void.
But yeah, it's one of those ones. It pays to know the controls, because you have your grenade option, which does clear the map for you, and it helps in those tight spots. You have your boost option, and then you have your, essentially what it is, it's like a railgun, but everything slows down around you, so you can just clear enemies, and then that just helps boost the score big time. Really, really does.
Well, I didn't. Well, we will go get to my run next, and I will compare notes. Okay, with what
I'm
you're telling me
excited.
here,
I'm excited. Should we get
it
there now
should be.
then?
No, we will not. Tomahawk. I have a bad synopsis for you about a game,
Beautiful. Right. Let's
and
hear
I
it.
want you to tell me what it is. What is the game? Here it is. You're a grumpy man who adopts a sweary daughter during a bad time, and they solve most problems with bricks and sadness.
It's definitely The Last of Us, I think.
Our survey says yes. Incredible. Can't
God,
believe you got it. Well done.
could you imagine that being wrong? But then I suppose that sums up most games post 2015 now. It's like angry people solve problems with fighting.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I think the bricks and the sweary daughter make it a little unique,
If
but
you
yes.
switch it to Sweary Son, you've basically got God of War 2018.
Pretty much. All
Right.
right.
Let's go. Let's have a look at Cardinal Smith's attempt at Resogun. So here we are. Cardinal Smith. We're having
Yes.
your attempt here now. Our Resogun. Your humans are in another challenge, another castle challenge, I should say. The floor is yours. If you want to hit play, then we'll have a look at your gameplay then, and we'll dissect some of the mechanics that you missed out in the pre effort controls loading screen.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. We are playing. And here I am. The ship spawns in. This would be maybe the 5th attempt for me. And I have picked up a human. I didn't know you could throw humans, to be honest.
Yeah, that was very much a secondary like discovery for me. I think I did it by accident the first time, and as I'm playing this, I was on party chat with Luvva, and I went, "Hold on, you can just yeet them," and he went, "Yeah, why? What have you been doing?" It's like carrying them one at a time.
Indeed. And I have tried to save humans here. But my primary goal is survive.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like points, kills get you points. Rescuing humans gets you points. Like no matter what you do, you're always going to be accumulating points in this instance. Now, the one thing I did really enjoy is not so much about the mechanics of the game and the actual challenge itself, but the actual map that we're playing on really reminded me of like the Shinra Reactor 7. Just that image from the Final Fantasy 7 cover, and I thought Cardinal Smith will really enjoy that. Then
it does have a bit of Midgar about it, sort of dark and slight
dark and industrial, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. So I finished phase 1 of this challenge.
I mean, like what you've done is you've centralized yourself right beneath the tractor beam, so you've put yourself in a pretty decent position there. You have enabled your laser cannon. I can't remember what the official like name for it is in the controls,
Jeeves.
but we're clearing the map at least anyway, and we are
yes,
accumulating humans.
Well, now we've just lost a human. I mean, I didn't know that was going on. Their humans were being abducted until I watched your effort there. So I've just lost a human, which isn't ideal, I guess.
But this is the thing: the game doesn't necessarily tell you how many you can lose. There's a few of them that you kind of see. Again, this is possibly because there's so much going on. You have to keep an eye on like all the little cues and notices. Like I've just seen here, there's a wee reticle just as you're shooting that ship down. There's a tiny, tiny red triangle that points you in the direction of where a human's being abducted. And again, if you're not paying attention, it's a blink and you miss it kind of thing. Like it's happening just again there, but you are a little bit, you're straight into your overdrive there now. So we're just clearing the way.
I was in a bit of a pickle there. It should be said.
Do you know what though? Like when it's there to be used, but I get where you're coming from. Oh no,
I have just died, Tomahawk.
So just before we get into the scores for yourself there, Cardinal, I'm going to point out like just what had happened there, and I can kind of maybe go back to an action replay if required. So I noticed that the ship was pulling in one of the humans in the little tractor beam. What has happened there just at the end is, as the human's been absorbed into the ship as such, it's gone from like this, that purpley color that the ships all are. They go then orange and yellow, and then they become like supercharged. So some of them, if you leave the enemies long enough, they'll start to glow orange and become like hyper aggressive and start to like actively track you down, as opposed to following their up and down or their zigzag paths. So what has
Right.
happened there? That human has been abducted. It is like aggroed the ship and has just kamikazed itself straight into you.
It did. It did. I didn't know the repercussions of anything that was going on.
I get
But
it. It's a victim. I think you've fallen victim to a case of not playing it enough. It sounds daft in like these challenges, because we usually grind these into dust for these high score challenges, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I didn't really feel like I felt like this was a decent score. And for my score, so people know, it's 347,790, which I thought was a good score.
That being said, before my score even went up, I was kind of in the same ballpark as you, and I
Yeah,
thought that 300k mark was pretty decent.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like, if
But
you're lasting like if you're lasting like 3 or 4 minutes, and like, it's not to say that these waves get progressively harder. They start pretty intense
yeah. Now
anyway.
let's say this says challenge results 32. Is that how many humans I've saved?
That is how many humans you have indeed saved in this
It's a
instance.
shame that will have to null and void the bonus point. No, that's fine.
But again, it's one of those, like, I think if you even go back a couple of seconds in the gameplay, like, it'll give you like thresholds of how many humans you save. So
Oh no, I don't. No, it doesn't. How are you supposed to look anywhere? There's
exactly,
enemies
I there
everywhere.
is so much going on, like blinking lights, flashing colors, explosions. Like, even when you're shooting the enemies, they've just they're particles that dissipate throughout the entire environment. So yeah, I mean, you're trying to keep one eye on the score. You're trying to keep one eye on like your positional awareness. You're also trying to keep there is a lot. I get where you're coming from.
Too
Um,
much. It was too much for me. It turns out
but a valiant effort for only, you said, what, 4 or 5 challenges,
that was
attempts at
his
least
fifth or
anyway.
sixth. Yeah.
But what you've done is you'd set a PB, and I think that has to be commended in this instance. I don't think it's going to get you any additional points, mind. But
Excuse me. I'm in second place.
that's what I'm going to say. As it stands, you're going home with 2 points.
Exactly. Thank
I
you.
mean,
Some respect, please, Tomahawk. Let's go to a little review.
so Cardinal 350k circa. There's a lot going on in this game. Really, really is, for such a small, like,
I
for this body of the podcast that we do, this like micro gaming. It hampers the rest of our gaming as a casual perspective. Like, we spend like a couple of
it
hours a
does.
week prepping for what is essentially going to be 5-10 minute blocks. There's a lot to decompress and a lot to take in this game in such a short space of time. Like, so how are we feeling?
I I don't feel I've got the highest score. I think that's my thoughts. Like if
So
I had to put the numbers against one another, I think I come out second right now. Um, I just don't. I'm not going to say I'm a bad loser, and I didn't like it. The game was fun, enjoyable. There's a lot going on. I didn't really spend the time learning the mechanics so much or what any of the flashing things meant.
yeah.
I just thought, oh, this is like an arcade game. You just have to shoot the things.
Oh yeah, it's so, like, I talked about it in the Firebreak episode. It's so accessible. It's so pick up and go that you don't need to worry about it. And anything that you do learn, you pick it up on the fly. As such, like, it took me, of course, a couple of dozen attempts, I will admit, to actually go, that's a controller on the loading screen. It will tell me exactly what I need to do here. And like, obviously, you can just aim your lasers in any direction. That's fine. But once you start to learn like
Great.
your boosts, and once you start to learn your overdrive cannon, and once you start to learn like your grenades and your bombs stuff, it just, these are all little tiny aids. But again, they're just parts that come with the playing of the game as such. Then, so I mean,
Well,
when I was at where my ceiling originally was, this is kind of we're roughly in the same ballpark here. But I'm kind of figure out who might not be in the same ballpark as Mr. Luvva Luvva. So I think, do we need to? Can we just null and void his attempt, and
do you know
we
what?
don't show it at all?
He probably got a lot of experience in this game.
I think he very much was a massive fan of this game when it first came out. I think he is a big Housemarque fan. This like arcade shooter style is very much in his wheelhouse. So it's a game I'm afraid he's a massive nerd.
Massive nerd.
The thing,
not like the good kind. Like
no. It's absolutely in a like repulsive nerd kind of way. Like he will love. He, like Luvva is the king of the misdirect when it comes to these challenge attempts, and he's like, I think I did okay. 10 is my highest score, so who knows how I've done, really.
Oh my gosh. Right, for a start, to nerds everywhere, all nerds, we're doing a gaming podcast here, the only gaming podcast on the internet. Please don't take offense, that's tongue in cheek.
These are this is all amongst friends is what this is. Our exactly. Views are not shared among the gaming community. This is all satirical and part of the laugh,
self-deprecating and satirical. But anyhow, I digress. We're just looking for reasons to null and void Luvva's score, which I think is fair enough. But one thing I do want to touch on before we get to, we inevitably have to watch his footage.
We do, sadly.
Tomahawk, I need another bad synopsis answer from you.
Let's go. I'm so hyped for this one.
Oh, you should be. Here it is. You play a guitar and then feel bad about it. Also, everyone dies and there are flashbacks within flashbacks.
Is it The Last of Us Part 2?
It is! You nailed it, Tomahawk. Well done, you.
Yay! There was a moment there, I'm like, oh god, what if it's wrong? And I'm like, nope, that's absolutely...
It's Guitar Hero 2.
On the money. That being said, actually, just before we go into Luvva's footage, because we are going to labor this point even further now, have you seen the videos of people, like, obviously in The Last of Us Part 2, there is like a free play on the guitar. You can pick up a guitar at certain parts of the story, and you can you can actually strum like basic chords. People have like learned to like, I don't want to say speed run it, but have learned to like do full songs and are just spamming the chords and the commands and stuff, and are like doing concerts and stuff off The Last of Us Part 2 in a free guitar mode. So baffling.
That's obscene.
They're the nerds. That's who they are, yeah.
And let's call them nerds, but let's hover, maybe not hover to the point where I uploaded a video of me playing the piano in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Never a bad thing. Embrace it. This is the one thing I did want to do. I actually genuinely wanted to do a season-long challenge, or a challenge of some description based on the Final Fantasy Rebirth demo. To do who can closely replicate our podcast theme song.
Yes.
In game. I think that would just be a challenge that I think would,
because there's no score.
There's no score. It's just who has got the closest, who's got the most musically attuned ears.
Oh my
that's something we'll have to QA down the line, but that is a challenge.
Piano is so hard, by the way.
It's a challenge for another day. I'm aware that it exists. I just haven't picked up the demo or like booted up the demo yet, so we will get to that one anyway. But we have labored and digressed and hid behind gimmicks and segments long enough.
Yes.
Shall we load up Luvva's Resogun attempt and put this challenge to bed?
Yes, let's do it now. Oh, the footage just seems to be corrupt.
Oh, it's deleted. Oh, dear.
He hasn't submitted a valid video file. Oh, dear. Oh, no, it's loading. Let's get there now.
So, last but not least, we have Mr. Luvva Luvva's Resogun attempt. This is one I'm genuinely been fearful of, because this is a game that is just in Luvva's wheelhouse. He has sort of pushed for Resogun to be in the podcast for a couple of seasons at least. It's always kind of been in the conversation, but we've never pulled the trigger until till now. But just as a recap,
Yeah.
before we hit play, Cardinal, you posted a score of 347,790, rescuing 32 humans. So Luvva's score to beat, essentially, is going to be 840,510, and he has to rescue more than 201 humans to earn the bonus point. So I think without further ado, Cardinal Smith, let's hit play and let's dissect his gameplay, shall
Tomahawk, 3, 2, 1, play. In he goes. The Luvva has been released. And
he's straight off into yeeting the humans into the tractor beam now.
Yeah, and the game starts off absolutely fine. There's only like one ship to destroy, 3 ships to destroy, plenty of humans to pick up, and
that's it. Yeah, and
throw into a tractor beam.
Every cluster of enemy that you get rid of, they disperse one human, so you can pick that up. And even when you pick up the bonuses and stuff as well, which are shielded, by the way, I didn't realize. It took me a long time to realize that you can't just fly into the booster or your perk, because it will kill you.
Okay.
And that one hit,
yes,
that one hit kill is quite annoying. No matter what perks and buffs you have in this run, just being blown up by tapping an enemy or being near an enemy becomes a bit frustrating.
And Luvva has narrowly avoided getting beat up by enemies by the finest of margins here already.
He really, really has.
Flying Coast of the Sun here.
Now I'm slightly looking at the top right hand corner here, and I can see what his high score is. I'm not going to give it away on the record here, so that is not boding well. And if
this is a man who's played the game from when it was, back in the day on PS4, so the scores could be from then.
This is my hope. Also, I'm thinking, is he got an ulterior motive in play here? Not sinister or any other nature, but
call it sinister. Call it for what it is.
No, because he'll shout at me next week. So I'm just curious to see what his tactic is. Is he going scores? Is he going for high scores and bonus point? Well, who knows? He's got a lot of humans to kind of get towards the tractor beam, and he's doing the good old shoot and juggle method.
Shoot and juggle. Nice.
Like the only thing I will say is, like, if you miss the tractor beam, which seems to activate from around halfway up the map, and the second you miss that, you find yourself having to scooch yourself back and have to double back on yourself eventually. So that does run the risk of losing your multiplier, which I've been on the receiving end of the little robot woman saying multiplier lost, and then you have to start from scratch again. And realistically, when you're as far into a run as we have been getting, when you lose that multiplier, it's as good as a run killer, really.
Really? Right.
Absolutely. So
he's got this magic overdrive thing where he's destroying everything with a big multiplier on 2.
That's it. And just as he's done that there, he has passed the 1 million score mark. So needless to say, Luvva is going to be taking home the 3 points here. Just for those who aren't watching on the video, he is staying relatively close to this tractor beam. But what I can see is now there's a lot of the ground turrets that are starting to get a little bit aggro, and he has just perfectly timed a grenade. So he still has... he still had his 2 grenades there, and he has just used one to utter perfection there. He has cleared the map. He has left himself with... He's lost his multiplier because there are no enemies to kill, but he has now just been able to start afresh with plenty of breathing space now. So
how's his multiplier going up so quickly?
That's it. It just seems to be, as long as you are hitting something, your multiplier will go up there, and he's opted to not be shooting anything, so his multiplier's back down to 1 now. So just as a quick recap there, he is just approaching 1.1 million, and he's around 151 humans rescued. So all to do to get the bonus point, really. And he's used his last grenade. So he just seems to he's quite regimental in what he's doing. He's not straying too far away from his tractor beams. He's keeping his enemies. He's keeping the the enemies in sort of one location there, but this is pretty clinical performance from Luvva here.
Yeah, I will say he does have a bit of work to do if he wants the bonus point there or thereabouts. It's a bit close between you and
this
him.
This is what he's trying to do now. We're within. Oh, he's got 200 there now, and he's just been hunted down.
Wow.
And that is the end of Mr. Luvva Luvva there. And just if you caught that,
it's over.
If you are catching that on the video record, I don't know if we're going to use the same audio for his run. You can hear him on party chat just going, so I think he knows he could have done more, considering that his best score, I will now reveal, his best all-time PB score was 1.4 million.
Which, if you look at the leaderboards in Resogun, is well within the top 10,000 in the world. Yes.
Wow.
It's within the top. It's 7,000 or something like that.
So he is. He just, as we've said, we've joked about this, but like, this is these types of games. These like arcade shooters are very much Luvva's wheelhouse type games.
Let's not forget. And when I say let's not forget, the viewers don't know this. But Luvva was very keen on doing an entirely retro style games like this for the whole season.
Oh yeah. He fully was like an advocate for let's do an entire PS1 style challenge season, and we did have to like talk him away from that because
and it sounds fun because it's different, and there'll be a lot of games none of us have played. But this is why we have to balance what we play during the season. This is why we have to with some shooters. Get some strategies. We got some racing. We got some, arcade sports.
Yeah, everything. Like I mean, this is it. It keeps everything that little bit fresh and this little bit like of air of we don't know who's proficient in what games. We can kind of have an inkling, but everyone kind of goes into the challenge level playing field then. But just before we go into just before we wrap this up and we see what this does to the league table, then let's get a wrap up of Luvva's score here. So his final score, and he's taken home the 3 points on this, was 1,150,660. So it was not even close. It was a phenomenal posting by Luvva. He has just come in and smashed that out of the park. I think I can see what his mentality was in this. I think he has gone for. He was aiming for that bonus point. In this instance, he has fallen short by one human. He has saved 200 humans, which means I will be taking home the bonus point anyway. But we can put Resogun to bed, Cardinal. That is it, done and dusted. We never have to talk about it again. Let us see what that does to the league table then. So, Resogun, that was a wonderful little challenge. Like I do quite like when we go back to kind of bare bones of what High Scores, High Stakes was. Just pick a game, play that to a high score challenge, divvy the points up. Winner, second place, and last place.
Yeah, and you're fine. And it's part of the decathlon or whatever the 12 games version of that is. That is High Scores, High Stakes in a competitive gaming season.
That's it. Now we have ran the gauntlet of Resogun. Before we talk about the points and the league table, then Cardinal, would you play Resogun again? Would you recommend Resogun to a fresh-faced player?
I'd say if you liked the arcades in the early 90s, then yes, because the arcades don't exist anymore. And if you don't really care, don't bother. But it's on PS Plus.
That's it. That's it. It is. It's a PlayStation Plus title, so I think you're not losing anything by playing it. I think you are missing out if you're not. I would like to say that these arcade type shooter games appear in their droves, but they really don't. And I think this is something that Housemarque like really took pride in, especially as a PS4 launch title. I know that they had Returnal as their PS5 launch title as well. And it just shows the leaps and bounds of what that studio are doing. And like Resogun looks as home now as it did in 2013. Really, that's my honest opinion on this. I would absolutely recommend this to anybody. I think it is. I talked about it earlier. It's such an accessible game. You don't have to necessarily know. It's like when we played in our side quest, when we played that Tetris Connect. You can kind of just figure it out and cobble it through and just have fun doing it, and you don't have to take these games as seriously as we do in competition. And
No.
I think Resogun is just a great sleep. It was a sleeper title. That's my hot take on this game.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
And that's fine. And you and Luvva can love it. That's great.
This is your picks the cat, isn't it? This is a game that you'll like not look back fondly on.
There's a game in this season that is my picks the cat, and we are yet to play that.
Okay, this is the laugh. We know what the games are, and I can't quite figure out what that game might be. But we will get there when we get there.
We will get there.
Before we get there, and before we talk about what next week's game is, let's have a look at let's wrap up the scores and let's do the up-to-date league table then. So, Cardinal Smith, you're bagging 1 point today with your 347,790 points. I am taking home 2 points plus the bonus point for 840,510 for my score and 201 humans saved. Mr. Luvva Luvva will take home the 3 points. That is another challenge win. It's going to be business as usual for Luvva in this season. I think he's bagged at least 3 challenge wins at this point now, if I'm correct in saying so, with 1,150,660 points then. So what does that do for the league table? I hear you ask and scream, oh dear listener. That puts a little bit of a dynamic shift in the league table because for the first time this season, Cardinal Smith, you are sitting in third place with 10 points. I
double
have
figures.
Made up
well done, me.
Double figures indeed. Well done, everybody. Now, I have made up a little bit of a deficit after my season 5, episode 1 faux pas, we will say. I have bagged myself 3 points today, which takes me nicely up to 12 points. Luvva, having won the challenge, then maintains a 3-point lead. He is on 15 points going into the midway point of the season. Like, this is a laugh. Like, we spend the guts of 3 months prepping for this, and we're nearly done. Well, we're at the halfway point. Like, this season just is going. We say this every season. It's going in a flash. It is going in a flash.
It is. But well done, guys. You posted great scores.
We could pull it back, Cardinal. This is it. Like, I mean, 5 points at this stage. There is still an awful lot to play for. One thing we haven't discussed on, we haven't touched on this a little bit as well. We have our season-long challenge, which is also going to be worth a maximum of 10 points this season. If you haven't seen on our YouTube channel, we have our WWE 2K24 season-long challenge in which we are simming 10 triple threat matches between our custom characters of Luvva, Tomahawk, and Cardinal Smith. The person is going to be 1 point per title win, and the person with the most points at the end takes home those respective points for the season-long challenge. And so it's not okay. This is the first time where it's not going to be 10 points and 0 points. Everyone has this opportunity to bag points with a maximum of 10 points. You could win all 10 simmed matches. So if you haven't seen that, the updated schedule it gets updated every Friday on our YouTube channel. So we should be on episode 4 by the time this comes out. We're most definitely not, but we'll get there.
Mad.
So we'll pick up the scores on the next record just to see where we're at and what that's going to affect the league, how that's going to affect the league table then. But while we let that one simmer in the background, then let's have a talk about what we're going to do for the next challenge. We're not going to tell you what the challenge is, but we will tell you that the next game on our schedule,
this is a curveball,
is Pure Pool.
Oh.
Yeah. Not one I thought we'd be playing on high scores, high stakes, but again, this is going to be just a little bit different and a little bit out of our wheelhouses. So I look forward to it.
Just a little. And this is a PS1 game?
I think it's I think this one was a PS4 title, but like has roots
wasn't it? Oh, I
I
see.
think it has roots in like the old
I better download the
PS1.
right
Like,
one.
oh dear, oh dear. No, we're not having any more bloody discrepancies on this one. Then, so it was pure pool is the challenge game for next week. So be sure to check that out then. And just before we wrap everything up, Cardinal, let's just remind everyone listening, everybody watching, where they can find us on the internet, and that is to go to highstakes.com. That will take you to all of our links for Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We have our Discord server as well. Do consider going to our Fourth Wall store, have a store, and check out the merch that we have on offer.
Still plugging it.
There is some lovely pieces on that. Then it is not
Beautiful.
expected, but it is always appreciated. And if you haven't,
By your loved ones,
do please consider giving us a 5-star review. Leave us a comment, leave us anything that gives us a little bit of engagement. And the more engagement, the more eyes we get on the podcast. Share it with a family member, share it with a friend, share it with your enemy, share it with that bad guy who sits on the bus playing his music out loud. Just tell everybody about this. It just helps get more eyes and ears, and it's just a little bit more exposure for us, because we do enjoy this and we do enjoy listening and hearing your feedback on this then. But I think, Cardinal, we have ran the well dry on Resogun, unless there's anything you want to say, any final thoughts before we call it for today.
the game doesn't have legs. Not like rematch.
Not like rematch.
See you next
That's
week.
It. Brilliant stuff. Cardinal, it's been a pleasure as always. That's it. That is us done. You can switch this off if you don't want to listen to the end credits, but until next week, I have been Tomahawk. This has been High Scores, High Stakes. Love you all. See you Monday. Bye.
Ciao.